What's up, guys? This video isn't going to be like one of my normal videos when it comes to sales, when it comes to business and money and anything like that. I'm honestly just going to share a few things that I think I need to share, number one, and things that I think you guys could benefit from, if I'm being honest. Whether you're a subscriber, whether you've came from my Instagram, or whether you're just a random viewer in the YouTube world. I've been dealing with a lot of things recently, internally, when it comes to, I guess, my life purpose, right? I think we all do. And I think especially like me in your 20s, you definitely do. And the things that I've been, fixating on and thinking about and debating on basically is, what is my whole goal here? What am I trying to do here, basically? Why am I here? Number one, why am I doing these things? What is the ultimate goal? If you follow me, like I have a girlfriend. We're very committed. We're very centered around God, and we're gonna be together forever. That's the plan. And as I've grown up, it's life becomes a lot more about somebody else only when it's that. Only when, and that's my true opinion, only when it's like a partner that you agree you guys are going to do this forever together. So I've been debating back and forth, like, what do you want? What does she want, and what do I want? What would be your biggest regret, and what would be my biggest regret? And we kind of had a talk Saturday and came to the conclusion, like, she would, like, when she's 60, she'd like to look back on her life and be like, I experienced things, I lived different places, I did a bunch of different things, I met a lot of new people, I experienced different lifestyles, things like that. Like, basically, I have a good story to tell to the grandkids, basically. And my biggest regret would be that a little bit, but I still think it's like I would really hate to look back on my life and be like, dang, I had so much more on the table. I felt like God put so much more in my heart. I had a big message. I had all this capability, and I didn't act on it. That would be my thing. I feel like a lot of men in their 60s and 50s feel like that. They're like, I could have done so much, but I didn't. And it's all just because of lack of action at the end of the day. So that's like what I've been going back and forth on. And then within our relationship, we talked about, like, she was like, you're not always present, like at dinners, whenever we're doing things, you're not always actually there in the moment. And you're just not, you're not present at the end of the day. And then when she said that, I felt bad because it was like a subconscious thought in my brain that I've always known. It's like, we talk about experiences, right? I've been on boats in LA. I'm a small town kid from Georgia. I've been on boats in LA. I've been to New York City. I've been to all the countries, on the Western Hemisphere. I've traveled. I've been to Miami, the penthouses, the boats, this. I've made a lot of money. I've had a lot of good dinners. I've done a lot of shit at the age of 23. I can't lie. Like, I've been in a lot of rooms and I've done a lot of things. I've been to all the clubs. I've shopped nice. I've done it. Like, I've done a lot of it. But when I look back, I was never really there. Like, I wasn't actually there. I wasn't actually in the room. I wasn't actually listening to the person across from me. I wasn't actually watching the sunset. I wasn't actually having fun. I was always in my own brain, like, this is what I got to do next. This is what I got to do tomorrow. This is what I'm worried about. I'm worried about this. I'm stressing about this. I'm stressing about that. And I've never lived in regret, I think, until like now. And it's literally not because of what I've done or what I haven't done. It's because I didn't actually live it. I was just floating through the void. And I think that's why I smoked weed for so many years, is I was afraid to confront this issue with myself. So I would always get really high. I would drink a lot. I would party a lot to avoid this internal conflict and avoid this, pruning of myself. And that's where my drug addiction came from and things like that. So I think what I'm trying to get at and what I'm even trying to share is, I post a lot of content, even this, because I need to. My brain and my heart is very expressive. I'm a very expressive person. The reason I did drugs and partied a lot was to suppress all of that expression. So I post content to get it all out, to feel better, because I don't feel great all the time. I never really do, unless I express it in one way or another, whether it's love, whether it's content, whether it's helping somebody, whether it's coaching somebody in my program, whether it's helping someone in real estate. I have to express. I'm creative. That's what it is. And if I'm being honest, I share a lot of this stuff for myself. But the thing is, I share whatever I do share. I share it because I know it to be true. And I know if it's true, somebody else must feel the same way. And I know if I can help somebody else, I can feel better. No good deed is unselfish. Everything you do that's good for the world, it's impossible for you not to feel good about it. So it's like, I share these things for you guys to dig into my brain and see something from a different lens. And if it can give you a different perspective, give you some new information, help you in any sort of way, that's enough for me. That's enough for me. And so I was telling my buddy, I was like, dude, we have these conversations, we have these internal conflicts at 22, 23 that grown men in their 60s either are having now or never had or have yet to have. So like thinking about things, overcoming things, breaking limiting beliefs that some people never confront or never want to confront. And I was like, why is the burden so heavy? Why does it feel so rough? Bro, I've made hundreds of thousands of dollars. I feel good. I've bought nice things. I've done nice things. I've experienced things. I've been blessed in so many different ways, but I still am battling all these things. And what it comes down to is it's if you're willing to play the game or not. The game is either you wake up and work every day and like not even just like 9 to 5 work. I mean, just work on yourself and essentially struggle and prune yourself every day, mentally, physically, and spiritually to continue growing so that you can handle whatever it is God has planned for you. Or you can choose to not play it and you can give in and essentially never be expressive, never take that risk, never be open to criticism, never face these internal conflicts inside of your head, inside of your heart. And eventually, I mean, you'll look back and be regretful. Everyone would be. So that's the question for you in this video is right now, are you like me or how I've been? And are you taking everything a little more too serious? Meaning I'm so worried about this, and this, and you're never actually present? Or are you a polar opposite and you're always there in the moment, but you're not exactly working towards something because you're scared of the true internal conflict of whatever it is inside of you, whatever it is that's burning for you to have more, to do more, to express, to create, whatever it is? That's the question. And I think if you can answer that question, whichever side you're on, the answer is you kind of just have to do both. And now even I'm like, that's a pretty vague answer. Like how am I going to do both? You just do. You just do. You just live. My mission, I think, going forward with her, with my friends, with my life is I want to just work hard, trust God in everything, live every single day like it's my last, and be present through it all. I think if I could look back in 60 years and be like, wow, I was really there for every moment. I was present. I ate good food. I hung out with people I loved. I spent my money on things that I enjoyed. And I basically like left it all out on the table, and I put my chips all on the table a few times. I went all in a few times. It didn't work out sometimes. It did work out sometimes. I'll feel better about it, and I'll be glad that I did that in my life. But I know for a fact, and I know we would all think this way, if we all just play it safe forever and never actually go for anything, you're going to look back and be like, I should have gone for something. I should have tried harder. I should have tried more. I should have taken the risk. I should have gone out on a limb. Something, bro. And I think our generation has lost that. We grew up in this world, if you're 20s or even your 30s, of this world of structure where the schools taught us what to do, how to live life. Our parents kind of got molded into this way of reality of you work your job, you raise your kids, they go to college, you do this, and then you retire at 60 and then you die. But the reality is, you're not your iPhone, you're not your job, you're not your school, you're not your income, you're not your money, you're not your apartment, you're not your car. We are all just here to experience life. That is what God wanted. That's why the ocean's so pretty. That's why the sunsets are so beautiful. That's why the trees blow in the wind. That's why all these things happen. It's because that's what it's supposed to be like. And I think we've lost that. I know I have. And I know I'm a Gen Z kid. Like, I know we all feel like that. So I think the mission for any man, mostly men, I was going to say women, but I would say mostly men, is to live a life that means something, that's on your terms, meaning you did what you wanted to do. You worked how you wanted to work. You took risks that you wanted to take. You ate where you wanted to eat. You spent your money on what you wanted to spend it on, and you chased the goal that you wanted to chase. And if you can do that and not plan so hard for things, because here's the thing that I've realized, you can plan all you want. You can do the math, you can do the right things, you can take action every single day towards the plan, towards the goal, but inevitably you're planning and you're striving towards a plan that is infallible, or like is fallible. There's things that will go wrong. It will not go according to plan. So what is the point of planning? If the plan is bound, determined to change, why have a plan? Rather than just wake up every day, submit your life to God, and just bust your ass towards that goal, sure, but be present every single day. I can remember like even so many deals I've done with like real estate clients, it was like I was like pushing them out the door. Like I was just like, all right, next one, on to the next one, on to the next one. Versus like genuinely enjoying like helping somebody in this world, helping somebody take a new step, helping somebody change their life basically. And I regret that even. I think a lot of the stuff we do it subconsciously and we don't really analyze enough. That's why my business does well, because I do analyze it and most people don't. But my life doesn't do as well sometimes because I don't analyze it enough. I kind of just operate like a robot and do things a certain way, my way. And it doesn't mean my way is always right. I think when it comes to being successful and rich in life and rich in, income and wealth, you have to understand they both stem from the same thing. Trust in God and taking it day by day, moment by moment, and step by step. So I think I like the people in my program who I work with one-on-one for sales coaching. Like a lot of the problems I see from them aren't that they're incapable, aren't that they don't know how to do it or know what to do. They know what to do, they just don't know how to do it. And so the same thing kind of goes for our lives. It's like, I feel like subconsciously we know we don't have to do these things, like go to school, work a 9 to 5, save money for retirement. We know we don't have to, but we're like, but how do we avoid that? How do we avoid that? This whole world is based around these things. How do we avoid that? So I think the way to learn how is to simply just do it. And to know that I'm not going to be like that. I'm not going to live like that. I'm not going to do this. I'm going to do things that contribute to society. I'm going to provide for myself. I'm going to make money. I'm going to do these things, but I don't have to do it the way that everybody else does or everybody else has done, that our parents have done, that the generations before us have done. I think that's what makes, Gen Z so great, or even millennials or whatever. But like I talked to this about my mom, like I'm like, dude, the government's so corrupt. Like, and I've been saying this for years. I'm like, they're all just old and stuck in their ways and like corrupt, and it's just fucking terrible. And she's like, well, your generation will be the generation to change that. And I'm like, yeah, because we see it for what it is. Like, we see corruptness, we see the point in things, we see when something's wrong, when it's right, what makes sense, what doesn't make sense. But we still have kind of conformed to it and kind of just let it happen. But the thing is, that is kind of out of your control. What is in your control, though, is your life. Your life. I just posted a reel about this. The best thing about your life is that it's your life. You have control over all of these tiny little variables within your life, but they all have to do with you, not even with your partner. I can't control how she feels about me. I can't control if she's down for me forever. I can't control if she trusts me. I can't control any of that if she believes in me, but I can control myself and my actions and my views and my risk and my everything, my capability. So I think when you try to answer the question of, okay, well, how can I not conform to this society? How can I implement these skills and this knowledge into my business? It's, I get to work and do it. I just do it. I just do it. Like I get DMs from some people who are like, your content helps me so much, bro. Like, this is so helpful. just watching these videos makes me feel like I can do this, this, and this. And then like 2 weeks later, they'll be like, bro, I just can't actually put it into action. But it's like, did you try? Did you actually try, or did you just freeze in the moment? Because that just relates back to life, even for me. You know, it's like, did you actually try to live a certain way? Did you actually try to change? Did you actually try to do something the right way, to show up in the moment, to be there for people, to love people, to do this? Did you actually try to use the cognitive dissonance video in your business? Did you actually try to use the assumptive close when you were closing your last deal? Did you actually try all these things, or did you just kind of like not even try it? Because if you didn't try it, you can't say you don't know how to implement it. Implement it and it'll work. It's that simple. Like all the sales skills I teach, they work. You just got to put it into play. Throw the ball in the court and it'll work. Like it works for everybody. It's not like a one size fits all by any means, but put your own spin on it, throw it in there and it'll work. It's bound to happen. So I think the same thing happens with life. You just do it every day. So my goal going forward is, I've been a big worshiper of money, right? I've always wanted to I've always had the thought like, oh, if I can just be like in my 20s and have the perfect girl and be on a beach somewhere in Italy and like the sun's hitting, I can check my bank account and there's 4.2 million in there. I can finally feel good. But what I've come to know is that feeling would be pointless, and I probably wouldn't even feel that good, would be pointless if I lived the last 10 years or before that not present, not in the moment, not enjoying the little things, not laughing with friends, not being present with her, not having nice dinners, saving my money, not spending it on things that would actually bring me joy, and ultimately be disappointed. Even though this great plan, this great achievement, I reached it, I found the pinnacle, I was there, I climbed out Mount Everest, but I got there and it still wasn't great because I wasn't there before. Present before is what I mean. So I think that's the thing that we struggle with, because I struggle with it. And I think the best way that you can live your life is not taking it as serious. Kind of just having goals, having a purpose, chasing that every day, but being there every day. Tomorrow has enough worries of its own, only worry about today. It's Matthew 6:34. Very simple. Worry about today, I'll worry about tomorrow, meaning God. Because tomorrow's out of our control. We're these cosmic little beings that don't have control of anything. So what we can't control, just control that and worry about that. That's what I've come to find to be true. And when I know something's true, I share it with you guys. So I've talked about life. I've talked about business. I've talked about my life, which you should understand. I have a decent perception on it because I have kind of lived in a lot of different lifestyles in only like 20 years. Like, I've been broke. I've been a scholar athlete. I've been a college student. I've been a college dropout. I've been a broke businessman. I've been a pretty well-off businessman. This is a $2 million house we rent. I've lived in a big house. I've lived in a small house. I've slept on the couch. I've had a $90,000 car. I've had a $4,000 car. I've been to LA. I've done all these things. I've done all these parties. I've been to these nice places with these rich people. And I've also, gone in the woods as a kid in the farmlands of Georgia. Like I've been around. So I guess what I'm saying is I do have a little bit of a true opinion on this. Like, you can't kind of tell me it's not true, because I've kind of caught every perspective of it. And what I know to be true is that what I just said. Live it every single day based on your terms, but don't even take it too serious. It's all temporary anyway. We're all bound to die. Things are bound to go wrong. You're bound to be disappointed. But if you do things out of love and out of care and out of just pureness of your heart and enjoyment and creativity, you'll live a life that feels good every single day you wake up. That's bound to happen. The same way I just said other things are bound to happen, that's bound to happen. If you can just dumb it down basically a little bit is what I'm saying. And then the same thing goes for your business. It's not all that deep. I know I got very good at real estate when like in sales in general when I didn't really care about it anymore, meaning like I'm doing it right now. Like I have 2 deals right now that old me would have been pushing these people and like pushing the builder I'm working with and all these other people. But right now I'm just kind of like, bro, if it's meant to get negotiated out and it's meant to work, then it'll work. If it's not, it won't. And it probably will just because of that like mindset towards it. But I don't do that with my life as often, which I need to. So when it comes to business, I think people try to force everything. They're like, oh, I need to do this. I need to do this. I should be trying this. I need more information. I just don't know how to implement it. And I think the key to building a successful business and being good in sales is detaching from it. Is being like, okay, it's very simple. Okay, I'm a great salesperson. I know what to do. I'm just going to do that. Very simple. But if you're not a great salesperson yet, you get a mentor. That's why people join my program. They talk to people. They get the full-on outline of how it works and how it's supposed to work. And then once they know it to be true within their hearts and they understand the skill, then they are now the great salesperson. And that's a skill that will never fail, that they will have forever. Like, I can remember I bought a sales coaching program when I was like 20 with my last $4,000. I went dead broke. And I didn't make money for 9 months after that, but the lessons, the skills, the perspectives, the everything about it did transition eventually to me being successful. And from that $4,000, I've sold $40 million worth of sales. So it's like the money was 40x, whatever, 50, 400x of what I spent. But it wasn't about that. And it still isn't about that. It's just about that I got the help that I needed to do what I needed to do. This is why we all go to our parents for advice on life, for being a parent, for being these other things. Because when someone knows something to be true and knows what works, you have to get it from them. You have to ask them from their perspective on how it works so someone can explain it to you. But moral of this video, like I said, I kind of want to just yap a little bit about things that have been bothering me. I think some of you guys watch my stuff and you don't know me. You don't like know who I am. And I guess I sometimes come across as like the internet guru or whatever, but I am very much human. I very much have struggles. I very much have doubts. I very much have issues. I know a few things to be true. I know what does work in sales. I know how to make a lot of money in sales. I know that stuff, but there's plenty of other parts of my life that are confusing to me, just like you. We're all human. We all have mistakes. We all have doubts. We all have fears. But what I'm figuring out about the life side is overcoming that will just overcoming those fears and facing them will put you in a position where the universe will just let you receive love, let you receive money, let you receive deals, let you receive knowledge, let you receive opportunities. Because the more you're willing to be like, okay, I can control this, I'm going to control this, but everything else, that's for God. Like he can do what he wants with that, and I trust that he'll do it in a way that helps me and benefits me. If you can do that, your life will be a lot better as you grow older, and you'll live a life one day that you can look back on and be like, wow, I'm very proud of the decisions I made and the time I spent here and the moments that I remember. I hope this video was helpful. I'll catch you guys in the next one.